It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. You can email me as well. I try to read and respond to everyone. RandyKABC@gmail.com. That's RandyKABC@gmail.com. It is Friday. Friday means happy hour, and it's a very special Friday because this is as big a kickoff to the middle of summer as we can get. It's the kickoff to 4th of July week, and because the 4th of July is on a Thursday, pretty much no work is getting done whatsoever next week. I saw how busy the roads were. There are people getting out of town right now. There are people gearing up for a whole week's worth of parties. Here's what I want to hear from you at 800-222-KABC. Simple question. How do you like to spend your 4th of July? Do you travel? Do you host a barbecue? Do you go up to a barbecue? What are you grilling? What kind of salads are you making? Are you going to a pool party? Tell me how you like to spend your 4th of July. Is there a big fireworks show that you and your family enjoy? Do you like to go to Disneyland to see the fireworks there? Tell me about how you like to enjoy the 4th of July. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. You know, the first 4th of July I spent with my wife when we were just dating over 10 years ago. She actually had a party at her house, and it was a mac and cheese cook-off. And that was an amazing party. We had everyone come and try to make their own very special mac and cheese, but no one would know whose mac and cheese was whose, so you'd have to do a blind tasting. And at the end of it, my wife won because she just put a little bit of chili powder in hers, and that was the game changer. That was a really fun 4th of July. That same 4th of July, my jackass buddy Adam Macadocious lit a bunch of illegal fireworks in the alleyway, and the Burbank police came up on us in about 5 seconds. And then they got real mad at us because we had a fire pit that we weren't supposed to have. But you know what? That was a good party. That was a real good party. There were quite a few years, especially, the COVID years where you really couldn't go anywhere, where the thing was grill at home. I'm a grilling guy. And the first year that I got this grill that I've had for 6-7 years now? No, I got this grill in 2017. So I've had this grill that was gifted to me by a friend of ours for 7 years. And the first year we got it for 4th of July, we're like, you know what we got to do? We got to have hot dogs. How American is that? Yeah, I'm a little too snobby for hot dogs nowadays. I just am. So if I'm going to be grilling something, it's going to be sausages. And because my wife is from Texas, I happen to know some of the best sausages out there. We get shipped to us from Texas. Smoked sausages from New Braunfels Smokehouse in New Braunfels, Texas, home of the Comal River and Schlitterbarn. And you know what? I like their Applewurst, and I love their jalapeno and cheddar sausages. There's one that they used to have, maybe they'll bring it back at some point, which is a jalapeno cheddar bacon brat. That one was always a ton of fun to have on the 4th of July. I always like to do it with some grilled zucchini and sweet potatoes. I'll put my own seasonings on that. And then we like to pair that. If you're doing the spicy one, you pair that with a big Zinfandel, some kind of big red wine. If you're doing the apple sausage, you pair that with a Chardonnay. That is some magic right there. Tell me how you like to spend the 4th of July. What is your 4th of July celebration? Whether you host a party, you go to a party, you go to a fireworks celebration, you make a bunch of stuff explode in your yard. How do you celebrate the birthday of this nation? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. If you're going on a road trip, you're traveling somewhere, I'd love to hear about it. 800-222-KABC. Let's go to John in L.A. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hey,
John.
Randy, how are you?
I'm great.
4th of July.
Happy 4th of July to you, buddy.
Sorry, I'm driving right now. You caught me off guard. Oh, no, just a nice relaxing time at the house and, grilling some steaks and hanging out with friends. I think that's better than going out somewhere,
I think having a little party like that, a little gathering, grilling some steaks, that sounds like an incredible time. I feel like it is a meat holiday. You really got to go into it with the meat. Nothing says America like chomping down on a grilled steak.
Yes, I agree. Thank you, Randy. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th to you, John. Thanks so much for calling in. 800-222-KABC is the phone number, 1-800-222-5222. How are you going to be spending 4th of July? If you're going to be hosting your friends or your family, tell me what's going to go on the grill. What is your specialty when you're invited to a party? If you're traveling somewhere, I'd love to hear where you like to go. It's July. Maybe you're trying to drive somewhere to beat the heat. Maybe you're flying somewhere. You know, one year, I actually flew on the 4th of July up to Seattle for a job, and I flew, and you could see fireworks all up and down the coast of California. That was pretty wild. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. How do you like to spend the 4th of July? It's coming up on Thursday. Let's go to Joe in Santa Monica. Joe, hello.
Hey, how you doing? It's good to hear you. And this is a great day. I don't know, I'm very uplifted and I listened to the show earlier. It was fantastic. What I like to do on the 4th of July, what I always do is I call my children and I read the Declaration of Independence, and they love it. And if they're in the middle of a party, they'll put it on speakerphone and I can read to the whole group. And then I'm going to be playing golf, and we're going to have a barbecue afterwards. So there you go, Randy. And I don't know what's on the barbecue, but it's going to be good.
That sounds like a perfect day. I love the patriotism, reading the Declaration of Independence, the letter that helped create this country, and then a little golf, a little barbecue. What's more perfect? What's more summertime? What's more American than that? Joe, have a great 4th. Thanks so much for calling in.
One more thing. I just want to. It's important to read that because it gives the whole context for the rest of the day. And you have a great 4th of July, Randy. Thank you so much.
Thank you. 800-222-KABC is the phone number, 1-800-222-5222. How do you like to spend the 4th of July? Tell me what you like to do. Is there a great fireworks show that I don't know about? Tell us, 800-222-KABC. Again, I'm into legal fireworks shows. It's the people who are launching off mortars in the San Fernando Valley that I'm a little irritated with. And in fact, it's because of that, for the last couple of years, ever since we adopted our Chihuahua mix, Rita, we're actually never in town for 4th of July. It used to be maybe we go to a party, maybe we host a party. I actually have a friend who has a July 4th party almost every year. He's 10 doors down. He's the house in the neighborhood with the best pool. And one 4th of July, he had a frosé machine. So he rents his own like margarita mixing machines, the frozen ones, and one will be a frozen margarita, but the other one is frosé. And frosé is frozen rosé. And let's just say those are dangerous. And I was lucky that I was in a situation where it was somewhere I could stumble home from, because I think we maybe lasted an hour and a half at this party, went a little too hard on the frosés. But you know what? Sometimes that's what you got to do. And then we got a great situation in our neighborhood because a lot of people are into barbecue. A lot of people are into smoking. So my buddy Brian, 10 doors down, he's got a master-built fridge smoker, and maybe he'll do ribs. And then my neighbor 6 doors down, they've got a Traeger. Maybe they'll do pulled pork. Maybe I'll do a brisket. I have really dreamed about trying to do a neighborhood block party with just a whole bunch of barbecue because I love barbecue. Barbecue is so special. And if I really had the time and the energy and I was in town and it wasn't going to be like 100 degrees, yeah, I'd love to smoke a brisket on the 4th, but it gets real hot out here. But tell me how you like to spend the 4th of July. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. How will you be celebrating the birth of this nation? 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Andre in Tahunga. Andre, hello.
Hey, how's it going, Randy?
Doing great.
So it's kind of a tradition. It's been 5 years now. We go to my cousin's house in Van Nuys, California, and we buy this carne asada meat. We kind of switch it up every year. This time we're doing asada meat. We got about 14 adults, 12 kids, grilling some potatoes, like you, sweet potatoes, and some corn, and just enjoying it by the pool and with the family. Nothing beats that.
Nothing beats a good old-fashioned pool party with some barbecued meat, with some grill. I love me some carne. That sounds incredible.
Yeah, if you ever are looking for a good location, man, it's called La Carnaceria. They have a bunch of locations. They have one in Van Nuys. It's really quality, great meat, and they have all kinds of meat, cuts of Kobe, anything. If you're a meat lover, that's the place to go.
All right, give the name one more time.
La Carnaceria, L-A, and then Carnaceria. They have locations all over, I think about 14, and the Van Nuys location is about 6 months old. They blew up. There used to be a little place in Southgate is where they started, and now they have about 14 locations, and it's great. If you love Wagyu, that's the spot.
I do love Wagyu. Wow, I got to go check out that Van Nuys location. That one's close to me. That's great.
Yeah,
that sounds like a
Brad.
great 4th. Enjoy yourself,
Yeah,
Andre.
thanks.
That sounds like a great time. 800-222-KABC is the phone number, 1-800-222-5222. Oh, I'm following them on Instagram right now. La Carniceria Meat Market. My. It's carne asada time. It shows it right there. I love me some good carne. You know, I like doing a taco party. That's always a ton of fun. One year I bought warmers so I could do a taco party and have different kinds of taco meat ready to go. That's always a good time. How are you spending your 4th of July? Is it a barbecue? Is it a pool party? Is it a fireworks show? Are you traveling? Tell me what you're going to do for 4th of July. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Later on, I'll tell you what I'm doing this 4th of July, and I'll tell you my favorite 4th of July that I've had in recent memory. 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Kevin in San Clemente. Kevin, hello.
Hey, I'm disappointed this year. I just found out every year we have an office chair race in San Clemente. It starts about 9 a.m., and it turns into a water fight. And last year there must have been over 40,000 water balloons because it went from 9 a.m. to about 2:30 in the afternoon. I just called my brother. He says they canceled it this year because some Nimrods supposedly put some water balloons in the freezer and hurt some people. So I don't know what to do now.
Oh, man, I'm looking at the website right now. This looks like such a good time.
Best ever. And they canceled it.
How dare they? You might just want to get out there with an office chair on your own and say, I'm going no matter what.
I might. But other than that, we'll probably just hang out at the beach now and get drunk.
Well, that's one of the things that's real easy to do when you're in paradise like San Clemente. Kevin, thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. Wow. OfficeChairRace.com. That looks like so much fun. And how dare they cancel it? Come on. We can't let the bad apples ruin it for everybody. 800-222-KABC is the phone number, 1-800-222-5222. How are you spending the 4th of July? Barbecue and pool party and fireworks, traveling. Tell me all about it. Tell me what you're cooking. Let's go to Sandy in Claremont. Sandy, hello.
Hi, Randy. How are you today?
I'm great.
Well, I'll be spending July 4th at my sister. She has a beautiful home in Santa Rosa Valley. And we're going to, actually, my brother-in-law is going to smoke brisket. And we're going to have barbecue chicken, and they both cook wonderful. So be a fun day. My brother is flying out from Colorado, who I don't get to see too often. And then my other brother and sister-in-law are from Idaho. So we're all going to have a really good family get-together. And then we're going to go see a fireworks show afterwards.
That sounds like so much fun. And how lucky are you? Your brother's going to smoke a brisket. That is quite the task.
Yes, I heard you earlier mention the smoked brisket, but, over there it's a lot cooler than it is over here in the valley, so she's kind of close to the ocean, so not too hot there.
Yeah, if you're close to the ocean, you can totally get away with that. I love it. Sandy, that sounds like such a great time. Have a happy 4th.
You too. Have a great time yourself. Nice talking to you.
Thank you. Nice talking to you. 800-222-KABC is the phone number, 1-800-222-5222. It's happy hour here on the News Blitz. Tell me what you're doing for 4th of July. Are you going to a friend's house, having family over? Are you hosting a barbecue? What are you cooking? Are you going to a barbecue? What do you bring? Tell me how you're spending the 4th of July. 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're taking your phone calls on this happy hour Friday, 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. It is the 4th of July week eve. There's going to be a lot of people taking some beautiful summer vacations. 4th of July is on a Thursday. No work is getting done next week. And 4th of July is always such a special holiday. Whether you're gathering with friends or family, or you're traveling, you're barbecuing, you're going to a fireworks show, you're hanging out in a pool, it's always a good time. I want to hear from you at 800-222-KABC. How are you spending your 4th of July? What are you excited about for next week? 800-222-KABC. If you're a grill master, I'd love to hear from you. If you're smoking something, I'd love to hear from you. If you're going to be popping off beers in the pool, I'd love to hear from you. 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Mike in Ventura. Mike, hello.
Hey, Randy, how's it going, man? I love your show.
Thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to throw something at you. I'm kind of a grill guy myself, but I took a trip out to South Carolina one year because I have some family out there, and they showed me this onion trick. So what you do is you take a whole onion, and you're going to peel it. You're going to kind of core the middle a little bit, and you're going to put a bouillon cube in there. You're going to wrap that onion up in some foil paper, and you're going to put that on your barbecue grill and just let it sit. You can let it sit there as long as you want to, just, try not to burn it. But when that thing is done, man, it's the sweetest, seasoned onion you'll ever have.
That sounds like an incredible side. Bouillon in the middle, that sounds incredible.
Yeah, you got to do it, man. Try it. Once you do it, you'll be hooked on those. My wife is not an onion person, but she eats those onions.
I can imagine. It tastes that flavorful. All right, I'm writing down what you said right here. I am going to try that the next time I'm out grilling. I'm going to peel the onion, core it a little, put some bouillon in it, and wrap it in foil and just let it go.
That's it.
All right, I'm going to give that a try, Mike. Thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. Grill tips here on the News Blitz. I love it. An onion with a bouillon cube. That sounds like fun. You know what I did the other day, which was I was going to grill some meat, and I'm like, okay, if I'm going to grill meat, I'm going to grill everything. Like, I don't want to have to go back and forth from the grill to the kitchen to the kitchen to the grill. So I was looking for some kind of side. I had leftover cabbage, grilled cabbage. Pretty darn good. Just season, salt and pepper, high heat oil. I always like to do a high heat oil because I got an old grill and it'll catch fire. But, oh, boy, that was pretty good one day. I think I did that. Must have done that with grilled chicken. I do love grilling me some chicken. It takes a long time the way I do it because I do it low and I do it, medium slow, where maybe it takes 35 minutes to do some drumsticks, even 35 minutes to do the breast. I flip it every 5 minutes. But, oh, boy, if you get a really good, juicy chicken breast, sometimes I'll do it with a spicy seasoning. Sometimes I like to do it with just salt, pepper, and rosemary. That's real special. You carve into it. The juices are coming out. It's pretty good. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. How are you spending your 4th of July? Are you grilling? Are you smoking? Are you traveling? Are you pooling? Are you golfing? Tell me all about it. 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Candy in Los Alamitos. Candy, hello.
Hey, I hope I don't lose you. I'm by the base over here. Bad reception, but I live in Los Alamitos, but we just bought a beach house down in Surfside, so this will be our first 4th of July down there.
That sounds incredible. Yeah, I can hear you.
So I don't know what we're going to do. I'm going to grill, and I'm going to try that onion, and I'm going to do some Anaheim chilies with cheese, and then I guess we'll spend time.
Oh, and it looks like you cut out there. Candy, thank you so much for the call. It looks like we're losing reception with you, but thank you so much. She's going to a beach house. She's going to be grilling Anaheim chilies with some cheese, making her own chile rellenos. Yeah, that sounds good. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. How are you spending the 4th of July? If you're grilling something, I want to hear about it. You're smoking. Maybe you're a big mac and cheese person, potato salad. I make a mean potato salad. I'll tell you when we come back from the break what the thing is that my wife and I bring to any party we're invited to. But let's first go to Don in Malibu. Don, hello.
Hey, good afternoon to you. Hey, on ribs, I've been smoking meats for quite a while. Get your ribs at 180 degrees, baste them for 3 hours, make a mixture of apple cider vinegar and apple juice and spritz them every 20, 30 minutes, and then wrap them in parchment paper and cook them for another 2.5 hours, and they will be fall off the bones. As far as I make my own spice mixes. Essentially what they are is they're garlic, they're paprika. Myself, I like chipotle powder. You can put that in with some garlic. Make your own with some salt. And it's real easy. But the whole thing with smoking is don't try to cook them fast. You cook them slower so that they grab all the juice and everything. But you'll have a great weekend. Start it tomorrow at 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll have some ribs.
You know, I love smoking ribs, especially because compared to some of the other things like a pork butt or a brisket, it takes much less time than those. But still, you're looking at putting 6 to 7 hours in if you really want them to be flavorful. That sounds like a great recipe. That sounds like a ton of fun. I love me some ribs. That sounds like America. That's barbecue right there. Ribs on the 4th of July.
Yeah, but try making your own spice mix. It's really, really easy. Like I said, essentially it's paprika, and then I like chipotle powder because it gives it that smoky flavor. But then you can put a little bit of molasses in. I make a killer wet mop ginger spice mop that you do in the last 30 minutes. I mean, you just get a little creative, and you'll never go to a restaurant again.
That sounds amazing. I'm going to take you up on that. I'm going to start making my own spice mix. You are a pro. Sounds like you're going to be eating good this week. Don, thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. How are you spending your 4th of July? If you're smoking, if you're grilling, if you're going to a pool party, fireworks show, I'd love to hear about it. 800-222-KABC. We'll take more of your calls. I'll tell you what I'm doing on the 4th of July, and I'll tell you my favorite 4th of July in recent history. And I'll tell you what my wife and I always get asked to bring when we go to one of these parties. 800-222-KABC. More of your calls coming up. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. It is the News Blitz with Randy Wang on Talk Radio 790 KABC. We're here every single day from 5 to 6 talking about the local issues that matter to you most and taking your phone calls at 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. Your emails as well at randykabc@gmail.com. It is the prelude to the 4th of July week. It's on a Thursday, so no work is getting done. There's going to be a lot of people barbecuing, a lot of people grilling, a lot of people smoking, a lot of people in the pool, go to fireworks shows. Maybe you're having family or friends over. I just want to hear from you. How are you spending the 4th of July? 800-222-KABC, 1-800-222-5222. And yes, I spent the entire commercial break staring at pictures of summertime grilled onions. With the bouillon cube in the middle. I'm looking at the pictures. Apparently it makes it taste like French onion soup. I want that. I want it now. I got to do that. That sounds so good. Grilled onion. And it says it takes about 35 to 40 minutes, so I'll do that when I grill some chicken. All right, that sounds like a good time. Tell me how you're spending the 4th of July, 800-222-KABC. Let's go to Angie in Lakewood. Angie, hello.
Hi, Randy. How are you?
I'm great.
Good. So here in Lakewood, on our street, we have a core group in the middle of the block. We all set out our barbecues and stuff in the front yard, our lawn chairs. Everybody grills whatever they're going to make. We share food with everybody. I always have to do my famous deviled eggs. We'll probably do some ribs, baked beans, all the traditional items.
That sounds like so much fun. And how great is that for a neighborhood that's cool enough to be able to do that on a regular basis? That's great.
We not only do it for 4th of July, we all get together for Halloween. We sit outside with our fire pits, and anytime we have a chance to get together, we do. So, yeah, it's a great little neighborhood.
That sounds like so much fun. Now, without giving too much away, what makes your deviled eggs so special?
Well, I'm going to say I put dill in the egg. I mix it so it's real, not thin, but I pipe it in the egg, and I grate my onion so you have the flavor, but you don't get a big chunk of raw onion.
That sounds incredible. I love it. You're making me hungry. Angie, have a great time. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for calling in. I appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Grate the onions. That sounds so good. I love deviled eggs. Love them. My in-laws have, like, if you're in the South, you will have like a deviled egg platter thing. Those are really cool. Let's go to Chuck in Riverside. Chuck, hello.
Hey, Randy, how you doing?
Doing great.
Good. I just bought a new smoker, and I've been excited. I've been doing a lot of good smoking on it, and I'm doing my first brisket, and I'm going to be doing some Texas Twinkies.
Oh my. Okay, so tell me, what's the plan for the brisket? What temperature you doing? What seasoning are you doing? I want to hear all about it. I love talking brisket.
Okay, Randy. I have a buddy of mine who's been teaching me. He's well known in the barbecue world, and it's 220 degrees for 25 hours with a 180 inner reading.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
It's insane. And then my Texas Twinkies, bar none, the best.
Oh yeah, so that Texas Twinkie, for the uninitiated, that's what the sausage stuff with the jalapeno stuff with cheese and bacon.
Oh no, I do my brisket. The flat part of my brisket I chop up real fine. I mix that with cream cheese, then I stuff it in the jalapeno, wrap it with bacon, and I set it back on the grill at 350 for about 30 minutes. And then just as I pull it off, I dip it real quick in the sauce and let it sit out for a minute. So good.
Chuck, you know how to eat, my friend.
And the best part about brisket, if anybody tells you this is how it works. It's all about the resting time. Rest that bad boy. Don't cut into it right away. Rest it for at least 2 to 4 hours.
You are 100% right on that. It sounds like you learned from the right people. I'm so excited for you. I hope it turns out great. Enjoy your brisket, Chuck. Thank you so much for calling. Oh, boy. There is something so special. It just brings people together about a brisket. I did a 24-hour smoke for a Wagyu brisket that we did for my friend's Super Bowl party, and that was incredible. I started it the day before, so I had lots of time to rest that one. Oh, it was so good. I want it more now. I want to have it. It's just, I call it Meat Baby. I love my Meat Baby. Let's go to Ed and Catalina. Ed, hello.
Hello?
Hey, Ed. Hey.
Yes, Randy, how are you? This is Ed from Wolverine.
I'm doing great.
I'm right now for the next month in Catalina.
A whole month? That sounds great.
Well, I have a second home over there, but we have a big parade going on in Avalon, and it's going to have tomorrow the Budweiser sending over the Clydesdales and the beer wagon. We also got half of the USC marching band, so it should be a pretty good parade.
That sounds incredible. Parade on an island. You can't beat that.
Pardon me?
I said parade on an island. You can't beat that. That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. They have to come over on a barge. Well, they're going to Catalina Express for the band, but the wagon and the horses have to come over on a barge out of San Pedro. But it's always fun. They did it 4 years ago. A lot of fun. But anyhow, we're going to be on the beach where they have barbecues. We have a private community, and it'll be neighbors doing the smoked brisket, similar to like your last caller. And then for the non-meat eaters, I'm gonna be searing and barbecuing chili and sea bass.
There you go. Oh, I love me some chilled chili and sea bass. Yeah, that sounds great.
With a nice mango relish or whatever. Yeah, pretty cool.
Ed, you know what you're doing. That sounds incredible.
Hey, one of these days we have to hook up at the Valley Inn.
Oh, we definitely do. We should do a listener party down there. So many KABC
You know
listeners
what?
regularly the Valley Inn, and I love the Valley Inn. McIntyre loved the Valley Inn. Les Siegel loves the Valley Inn. John Phillips loves the Valley Inn.
Yeah.
We should make that happen.
I know. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to look into that. I'm going
to with all the money you made off of Katie Porter, you should have had KBC should have bought you guys a dinner there.
There you go, Ed. Thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. Huge shout out to the Valley Inn. That is a legendary restaurant. And yes, even though it says it's going to take a while, get the fried chicken. You won't regret it. Let's go to Joe in Dana Point. Joe, hello.
Hey, how you doing? It's Joe from Dana Point.
Hey.
Hey, all of your listeners got some really great recipes, super awesome. We're going to start by getting on the boat for about 3 or 4 hours on the 4th. In Dana Point, they've got the Water Wars, which is really cool. There's hundreds of people on surfboards and boats and paddle boards and everything shooting water cannons at each other.
That sounds like so much fun.
It's a riot. It is so crazy every single year, hundreds of people on their boats and stuff. And then we're going to head over to the house in Dana. We're going to barbecue. And I've got 2 great recipes if you have a minute.
I got more.
Okay, check it out. Well, number 1, tomahawk ribeyes. You got to pick out the really, really good, perfectly marbled, giant tomahawk ribeyes. Lime juice, plenty of lime juice, both sides, the sides, everything. Copious amounts of salt and pepper, just pat it in there. Then use your Lowry's and then some fresh garlic. Crush it in there. Let it rest. After a bit, throw it on the grill low and slow. You're going to sear it at the end, but low and slow in the beginning when it's at like 118 to 120 internal temperature. Pull it. Those are done. Put some butter on top with some rosemary and let it rest for about 10 minutes and then dig in. Super awesome. And then I have a burger recipe if you're down.
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay, burgers. Get yourself a couple of perfectly marbled ribeyes, boneless ribeye. You're going to have the grill super, super hot. You're going to sear the ribeyes, both sides, for like a minute or so. Just get some marks on them really good and dark, and then pull them off. Let them cool down, and then chop them up, and then grind them up and make burgers out of that. And it's going to be super, super crazy awesome.
That sounds incredible. Sear it first, then ground that thing up and go for it. Wow, Joe, you know what you're doing, and you're going to be doing all this in paradise because there might be no more beautiful point in Southern California than Dana Point.
Oh, it's great. Everyone's super beautiful in Dana Point. There's no bums. There's no crazy people, no homeless. It's wonderful, and don't tell anybody because I love my neighborhood the way it is.
You got it. Thanks so much for the call, Joe. Appreciate it. 800-222-KABC is the phone number. Ray in Manhattan Beach. Ray, hello.
My favorite one to do is maple chipotle grilled corn.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
You throw in a little bit of garlic. You throw in some chipotle peppers. Then you pour in a cup of maple syrup, and I stick a hand blender in there to make it all smooth, and you simmer it down so it gets a little thick. And then you spread it on the corn while you're grilling it, and you spread a little bit when you pull the corn off the grill. It's like spicy candy. It is so good.
That sounds like magic. Oh, my gosh. You're going to be eating good. That sounds great, buddy. Thanks so much for the call, Ray. Appreciate it. More of your phone calls, a giveaway, and what I'm doing. Coming up next, it's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. We'll get back to your phone calls in just a second. But first, 790 KABC welcomes New Kids on the Block at the Kia Forum on July 5th. That's Friday. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. But right now, caller number 9 at 1-888-790-5222 gets a pair of tickets to the show. Tickets furnished by Live Nation. Good luck dialing. More of your phone calls coming up in seconds. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC as we celebrate the upcoming 4th of July holiday. So, One of my favorite 4th of Julys that I ever had was a couple years ago. My wife and I went up to the Russian River, stayed in Forestville, did wine tasting all around Sonoma, did one day in Napa, and we tubed the Russian River, Texas style. There's no infrastructure for it. You have no cell service, but boy, is it a good time. And the day that we went, which was on the 4th, there was nobody there. It was beautiful. It does get more crowded on the weekends, but boy, was that a good time. This year, we're going up to San Francisco. We'll be broadcasting from KSFO for a couple days, and we'll be spending the 4th in Carmel by the Sea, which was recommended by this audience as one of the places you got to travel to in California. It's on my list. And finally, what do we bring when we get invited to a 4th of July party? My wife's guac always gets requested because it is so fresh, so limey. We make sure there's cilantro, garlic, jalapeno, salt, and a little bit of chunky tomato, and as perfect to avocados as you can get. You know, I love the ones from Gelson's. We get a lot of requests for the guac, and I always try to do it as good as my wife, but I'm not as good as she is, but mine's pretty good. All right, let's go to Patty. You got 30 seconds. Hey, Patty.
Hey, Randy, how you doing? Do you know what I'm doing, Randy? And good. This is a secret that really nobody knows about. Patty is going to go to Burbank, California for the 4th, and I'm going to go to the Talleyrand. Have you ever heard of the Talleyrand? It's in Burbank.
Oh, of course. I used to live in Burbank.
I'm going to have the fresh roast turkey dinner with mashed potatoes, and you can either get all dark or you can get all white. And the service 365 days a year, fresh turkey dinner. It is the best ever, and that's where I'm going.
I love it. The Talleyrand. Patty, thank you so much for the call. Appreciate it. Thank you all so much for being a part of this show. So next Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be broadcasting from San Francisco. So that's real exciting. Got any Bay Area recommendations for me? Email me, randykabc@gmail.com. You hear a couple of the best of the News Blitz, including our Hollywood Bowl show on July 4th and July 5th. And I'm real excited. I'm real excited because the Bay Area, it's going to be like 67 degrees and not 100 degrees like SoCal. Hey, everyone, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday. It's the News Blitz with Randy Wang on KABC.